Hello everyone, and welcome to my Suite of the Month project for September of 2021. This is the first of two projects. I will be using the Tidings and Trimmings set and the coordinating Christmas trimmings dies. This is all the different dies that are in this. I like the fact that it's got two sets of the holly leaves. And it also has in this set this beautiful designer series paper. It does come in 6x6, and this is the first side, this is the second side. So you have all these great patterns to choose from, and you get several sheets of each. It also has this evening evergreen chevron weave ribbon. It has this wonderful texture in it, in this gorgeous dark green color that coordinates perfectly with our evening evergreen cardstock. You can find this in the annual catalog for May 2021 till April 2022. It is on pages 88 and 89 in my book. I'm hoping that it is the same across countries. So this is the Tidings of Christmas Suite, and it has all these wonderful samples that you can look at and you can copy. Let's get started on what we are doing. This is our project for today. It is a storybook opening card. So it has a piece here that is kind of like the book binding. To start my card, I'm bringing in a card base of the Evening Evergreen. And if you're using an A2 size card, I'm using the 11-inch by half of an 8.5 by 11, which equates to 4¼ inches strip of cardstock. I have scored this at 4.5 inches and then again at 5.5 inches, so that this will create my fold for the book binding. So this one goes in half this way at the 5.5 inch, and then at the 4.5 inch you can do it on the other direction, so that if you open it like this, you have a mountain fold and a valley fold. To start off, I am bringing in a couple of strips that will go onto my kind of bookbinding side of my card. This is a strip of real red, and this is a strip of the designer series paper from this suite. Again, the measurements for this will be at the end of this video, so don't fret. I have made them the width of my card, and then made them so that they are just slightly smaller than my area for my bookbinding. I'm going to attach the two of these together. You can use whatever adhesive you like. I just happen to grab this multi-purpose glue, which is kind of nice because it gives you some time to kind of adjust this before it dries. So let's attach this piece right here on our card, leaving again that small border on either side there. And let's bring in some ribbon. This is about 14 inches. And 14 inches would be about 35.5 centimeters. So we are going to take and wrap this all the way around, as you can see, and then we're just tying this in a knot towards the upper portion of our card. So I've gotten this a little bit further up than I wanted, so I'm just going to take as I have not attached this yet, and I'm going to slide this so that it goes down a little bit further. And then I can take just a little bit of a glue dot and put this underneath this knot so that I can attach this and it won't go wiggling everywhere. Now I can attach a glue dot on the other side and it will keep it somewhat secure. And then I am ready. I'm going to take some of the Seal Plus to put this together because I want to make sure that this stays really well. And this is a stronger adhesive. I would suggest this or the tearing tape is probably a better option than regular tape runner. It's okay if you get it a little messy in there because it will all be covered up. You can press that down really well. And then when you open it, your card will only open this much because you've created a little book binding there. I'm going to bring in some scissors because I want to trim this off just a little bit. Get rid of those funny edges. And this will look much prettier on my card. Now I'm bringing in a piece of basic white to stamp my sentiment. I have chosen the Make Your Days Be Merry and Bright and the Evening Evergreen to coordinate with our Evening Evergreen card base. I'm going to ink that up. Then I'm just going to stamp this right in this corner here. Close up my ink pad so I don't get ink in places that I don't want it. To save a little time, I have gone ahead and die cut out my images of the leaves and then the kind of berries or twigs. And these may not be exactly like you would see them in nature, but you know, it still gives a really good representation. So there we have this piece, and you can see I have added some of the adhesive sheet on the back of all of these pieces so that I don't have to worry about glue. And these tiny little detailed dies, it's really hard to get the glue where you want it. You can use a sponge and some of the multi-purpose liquid glue. But I am just going to use the adhesive sheets because that makes it easier in my book. And I didn't have any on the stems so that I can kind of use those to move around, but they will be covered up and they will look perfectly fine. So I have some of these stems where I don't really want them. So I'm just going to snip those off just to make sure that they don't show underneath the stocking that I've pre-die cut. Here's the stocking that I've die cut out of some of that designer series paper. And then last month I had some of those great trees from the Inspiring Canopies dies, and you can kind of see this is a scrap piece from those trees, and I used scrap pieces to do some of this snowy white velvet paper. The snowy white velvet paper can be found in the mini catalog, the July to December 2021 mini catalog, and it is along the pages with the Peaceful Place Suite. It is right here, the snowy white velvet sheets. So I thought that would give some nice added texture to cut a piece with the die cut, a short piece, just to go along the top of my stocking. Let's attach that. I got a little too much glue, so I'm going to kind of take some of that off with my finger, and then I'll wipe that off on a scratch sheet. As you can see, this piece fits the top of my stocking. I'm sure you've seen stockings in the store that have kind of a fuzzy part on the top, so that's what I was mimicking. Let's take some dimensionals to put on the back of this stocking. There we have a nice focal piece. I want to border it with a layer of red. And we did another skinny border, which if you're doing it in inches, that means cutting your piece of cardstock 1/8 of an inch larger on two sides than the piece that you're going to be layering in front. There, that piece is ready to go. Let's set that over there. And I'm bringing in another piece of this designer series paper from this suite. I really love this. I think this one's my favorite design in this suite. And a piece of soft succulent to layer behind. Again, using a skinny border. Putting it towards the bottom and leaving a somewhat of an even border around the three bottom sides, the bottom and each side. And then this focal piece as well. This goes with the border that we've left at the bottom. We're going to leave at the top here and center it between the edges of this designer series piece. So that is a very fun card. It may not be, you know, what you would consider merry and bright. It's a little more elegant, but I think this sentiment still works. Now, I have gone ahead and I have pre-stamped a piece of basic white that will fit into the inside. And if you'll notice in the measurements, you were to cut 2 of this designer series paper. Now this is a little bit shorter than this one. So after I attached it, I just took my snips and cut off the part that I didn't need. And I've left an even border around so that when you open it, it fits like that. Let's go ahead and attach this. I used the Wishing You a Joyful Christmas and a Happy New Year that is also from this Tidings and Trimmings set. So when I saw this set in the new catalog, I knew that I had to have it to make some great Christmas cards. So I hope you have enjoyed the first of 2 Suite of the Month videos for September of 2021. Until the next time, which will be video number 2 for this suite, I'll say goodbye for now. Talk to you later.